Did you know that the death penalty is practiced in 32 states and illegal in 18 states? Texas is one of the states that does practice it. Texas has the most executions. Since July 2012, Texas has had 483 executions. Texas only executes for murder, while some execute for treason, drug trafficking, aircraft piracy, or hijacking of an aircraft. I can see where people are for the death penalty, but I am not, and I don't think I ever will be. I believe that doing wrong won't fix wrong. Meaning, killing someone because they killed someone isn't going to ever be right. You could say, well, Morgan, what if your family was murdered? Wouldn't you want that person dead? And I wouldn't want them wandering the streets. I'd rather have them locked up and suffering for it. Because at the end of the day, killing that person isn't going to bring your family back. It's just going to make it harder for you, really, I think, or in my opinion. I'd rather have that person locked up for life knowing that they did something wrong and that they will have to rot in prison, because nobody wants to die in prison. A quote that I think relates to the death penalty is, "Don't fight fire with fire," sort of meaning like you can't fix wrong with wrong. An example of this death penalty is, it's kind of cheesy, the Batman movie. He does not kill the Joker. He lets him go because he didn't want to be known as a killer like the Joker was. I think that's kind of what I'm saying. Some of the different methods that are used for the death penalty, these numbers were from the deathpenaltyinfo.org. 1,207 used the lethal injection, or have died from the lethal injection. Electrocution was 158, gas chamber was 11, hanging 3, and firing squad 3. To execute someone in Texas, it costs $2.3 million. So that's just another reason we shouldn't do it, because it costs so much money. A quote that I found interesting and that backed up my story a little more is, "Retribution is just another word for revenge, and the desire for revenge is one of the lowest human emotions, perhaps something understandable, but not really a rational response to a critical situation. To kill the person who has killed someone close to you is simply to continue the cycle of violence, which ultimately destroys the avenger as well as the offender. That this execution somehow gives closure to a tragedy is myth. Expressing one's violence simply reinforces the desire to express it, just as expressing anger simply makes us more angry. It does not drain away, it contaminates the otherwise goodwill which any human being needs to progress in love and understanding." This is from a professor at the St. Peter's College. Now that you have a few facts, think about the death penalty a little more, and maybe you can change your mind. Unfortunately, the death penalty is not something one person can change, but one note to the Congress from you can help persuade them to end the death penalty in either just one state or all of the states. I got all my facts from these 3 places: the deathpenalty.procon.org, deathpenaltyinfo.org, and a little book type thing called A Crisis of Confidence, America's Doubts About the Death Penalty. Thank you.